So you may be wondering, what's the difference between a memoir and an autobiography? There is a very fine line between the two. A memoir is a personal account. Think of a diary. Think if you're writing a personal diary, what that would be like, and that's a memoir where it comes from a first person narrative. It's your own opinions, it's your own perceptions, it's your own thoughts. It's not something where it's considered to be factual. Where an autobiography comes in is the factual part. A autobiography can speak from the first person narrative of the person. Let's say you're writing an autobiography, so you can write it in the first person from your perspective, but an autobiography is more historical. So your facts can be challenged. You're putting it out there to the world in a format by labeling it an autobiography. The format is saying that this is factual, that these things happen, that this person did do that, that these events are accurate and true from an objective point of view. So the thing with the autobiography is you definitely need to make sure that you have your facts straight. There's a general consensus for whatever you're talking about, where a memoir is a lot less pressure to do that. I mean, a memoir, you're just sharing your own perception. You're not stating it as a historical fact. You're not saying that this is true across the board. You're just saying this is my perception. This is my experience from a first person narrative, that this is what I see it as. And so a memoir is less prone to legal trouble. Let's say, it's really difficult to sue someone in a memoir because it's really, you have a great defense, and that basically is that it's just your own personal perspective on it. Now, I've worked on memoirs where names needed to be changed, and they did that to protect people and not to slander anyone or put anyone's personal business out there without their consent, because they didn't have consent of the other people that they were sharing about. So there's a way to go about it to protect yourself from a legal standpoint. With an autobiography, however, it gets a little more tricky. There has to be more research done and things, solidified to make sure that the things that you're speaking about are factual. Because, if you are putting people's names in it, be it family names, business partners, government officials, I mean, whoever plays into this particular story of yours, it can get very sensitive. It's a sensitive topic because, you may not have their consent. And again, it goes back to personal perspectives, a person's perception, things they write in the diary versus things that are written from a historical, factual standpoint. So what I would say is for memoirs, memoirs are a lot more personal, and you really get into the emotions and the feelings and the heart and the soul of the person who's going through the experience. Where autobiography moves beyond the person. So if it's you writing the autobiography, it wouldn't be just your perception of it. It would be from your standpoint, but it would be more three-dimensional, where you're also speaking for other people involved in other situations. So that's it, a memoir versus an autobiography. I hope that helps. Any further questions, you can contact me at my website at www.thewritingpreneur.com. Thanks.